It's time to taco about a surprisingly healthy lunch or dinner option. This is 5 easy steps to make healthy taco soup. For this, you'll need 2 cups of water, a half a clove of garlic, 1 bouillon cube, carrot, tomato, onion, celery, taco seasoning, and taco chips. We're gonna start off by step number 1, putting in our soup stock. So you can use a homemade soup stock if you want to. You can use chicken stock, beef stock, veggie stock if you want to. What we're gonna use here is a little soup stock cube, little bouillon cube with about 2 cups of water. We're gonna put a little bit of garlic in there as well. And I'm using raw garlic. So when you're using raw garlic, don't use too much or it'll go from antibacterial and antifungal to antisocial. Step 2 is to put in your vegetables. Now you want to be using vegetables that are edible raw because you can make this a raw soup if you want to. So instead of using a cooking onion, I'm going to use a white onion or a shallot. You'll notice I'm using a half a tomato. I'm only using a half a celery stalk as well. And I'm not using too much carrot either. Remember that you want to use a little bit of a lot of different vegetables rather than using a lot of one single vegetable. Step 3 is going to be your seasoning. So for this soup, we're obviously using taco seasoning. But if you're making an Italian wedding soup, you could use Italiano seasoning. You could always use a lemon and an herb. It's completely up to you. Step 4 is going to be adding a thickening agent. Now you can use pearl barley, pot barley, you can use popcorn kernels. In this case, we're actually going to be using just a couple of taco chips so that we don't have too much of a broth and we have just a little bit more of a thicker soup. So now we're going to let this run. With our Vitamix here, we're just going to set it to the soup setting, let it go, and come back in about 5 minutes. So that's been running now for about 5-6 minutes. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, that is nice and hot. So step 5 is that you now choose, do you want to have a perfectly pureed soup or do you want to have a chunky soup? So we're gonna make this a chunky soup. I'm gonna throw in a little bit of taco chips over here. I might add a little bit more onion. I might add a little bit more celery. Heck, you know what? We'll throw a little bit of tomato in there as well. And then instead of running it on the high speed, we're just gonna run it on the lower speed. And that's just gonna add a little bit of texture and a little bit of chunk to our soup. All right, let's take a little look-see, shall we? Oh yeah, taco soup. You can easily incorporate healthy meals like this and others into your daily routine and start living a healthier lifestyle. If you want to get inspired, head on over to tsc.ca and have a spectacular day.